Hanuman Kind, Kalmi, Parima, Lendrick,
Paal Dabba, Alexander, Foxen, Adiel, and a lot more other cool artists.
I've never cooked hot chips before.
Oh,
that is really good, bro.
killed it.
Tell me how you as an artist manager will take me to Coachella.
I honestly didn't know what artist managers even do at the time.
It's an occupational hazard, right?
हाँ ऐसे rocket. Oh, so right now?
No.
Oh. I was fully ready. Manager mode on. We had a session with like a really cool DJ out there called DJ AG.
Oh, I saw the Marianne also sang.
Yeah.
Do you have a cool job?
They have to become good artists to perform on stage. That should not be the case.
Like my balls.
Yeah, I like your balls.
And that's why I call them victims.
Pakao!
Hi, I'm Saransh. I quit a cool job and now I'm looking for a cooler job. So I called some friends over who I think have cool jobs. I asked them what they wanted to eat. They told me what they wanted to eat and I cooked it. But they don't know that I don't know how to cook. And that's why I call them victims. So meet my victims. My first victim is Rohan. And my second victim is Sange. Tell us what you guys do.
Thanks for having me, man. I founded a company called Imaginary Frnds. We are an artist management company. And I represent some of South India's really cool musicians and directors.
I would say India's, right? Give us some names.
Let's say. I manage Hanuman Kind, I manage Kalmi, manage Parima, Lendrick, and a few other cool artists.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why you're here. What about you, Sange? What do you do?
My name is Sange. I run this company called SW Entertainment. It's basically an entertainment company which does a lot of things, but particularly we focus on artist management. And I have some really cool artists which I work with. And some of them are Paal Dabba, Alexander, Foxen, Adiel, and a lot more other cool artists. But yeah.
Pretty cool. We also had a third friend. He's not cool anymore. He's actually hot. He got a fever.
Oh, yeah.
So he's not here. But he's the one who actually decided the menu. And he wanted hot chips. I've never cooked hot chips before. So
Yes, there's the one.
Yeah,
these are the
this is
hot
one
chips that I cooked. I also tried to make Congress. But that crunch sounds good.
That is really good, bro.
First time cooking
Really
chips. Okay, that's nice.
Not bad at all.
Good stuff. So yeah, but then tell me, bro, like how did you guys get into music? I know you're a drummer as well, right? And you play with Hanuman Kind and you do a bunch of other things. And we were talking earlier. You said you started with another instrument.
Yeah, I started violin at a very early age. And then from violin, slowly, I was doing Hindustani classical and violin. But then when
you're like properly like trained?
Yeah, back in the time. Like I won't say I know anything right now. It's been a very long time. But back in the time, I was really good at it. And I was doing Hindustani classical, but at the end, I was not listening to that kind of music. Like I was learning that because I was just learning it. Like there was that guru and was teaching me, and
But did you enjoy learning?
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, learning at that age, everything is fun, dude. Yeah. And but I used to listen to a lot of rock, metal, pop, punk, and
What are your favorite bands?
back in the time, I'll tell you what I used to enjoy in 2000s. I used to enjoy a lot of Blink 182.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I used to enjoy a lot of Good Charlotte and Linkin Park, obviously.
Yeah.
And a lot of hip hop actually, Eminem and 50 Cent, Tupac back in the time. But yeah, I don't listen to those guys anymore right now. I would want to, but right now actually I don't listen to music in particular where I want to explore. I listen to most of my artist mixes every day. To be very honest, my everyday that is like the ultimate truth. I sit down every day and just listen to my artist's music, and I try to understand where it fits and and what needs to be better and all of these things. And my everyday literally goes into listening to raw stuff, very, very raw stuff, and trying to find a way to build it better.
That's amazing. So then how do you make that transition from violin to drums?
Because I was listening to really cool stuff, so is to say.
But wouldn't it be I'm just curious to understand, maybe it's a stupid question also, but wouldn't it be a natural transition to go from violin to say guitar, because it's string to stringed instrument? Don't
know, dude. I think...
Was there a particular drummer? Or
I think drummers always were really cool to me. I think that's why I found them really cool. kind of, I saw guitar in a very weird way when I was small. Like not anymore, but like when I was small, I used to think that they're not so cool. I thought like anyone can do it.
Really?
Yeah, because like, you know, when you're small, you have this kind of mentality also when you see guitar being played by so many people, and then you start hunting for a thing which not just anyone can do. And I was at that age.
Too common.
Yeah, and everybody in my surrounding was a guitar player, and like everybody's playing. And I'm from Northeast, you know, like everybody picks up an instrument, and guitar is one of the first everyone picks up. And drumming, I just thought there were not many, and like it looks cool. And I loved banging it, as simple as that.
Everybody loves banging, bro. So then you taught yourself, or did you have?
I taught myself in the beginning, and then YouTube taught me a lot.
Yeah.
And then
I'm learning how to cook also.
yeah. Shout out to YouTube.
Shout out YouTube. Thank you for job and everything else.
After YouTube, when I came back to Bangalore, I professionally learned from certain teachers and got more gist of like how I actually have to take it more seriously.
When did you come to Bangalore?
2010.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been a while.
And you were already playing music?
Yeah. And I came to Bangalore for the reason only because like I wanted to do music.
Oh, you came to Bangalore for music?
Yeah, because back in the time, Bangalore was like kind of the music capital. All the cool cats used to come and perform here. Yeah, and like, and I really wanted to come and like, you know, witness all of this like live music scene. And we had so many cool venues in Bangalore back in the time, like crazy cool venues. Yeah. We had jazz bars and like we had rock venues and like crazy amount of venues. Yeah. And obviously we don't. Hopefully it'll come soon.
I would say it's coming back. I feel like every neighborhood has its own venues now, and I don't know, I could be wrong, but we do this music huddle, right? We used to do it once a month. Now we intend to do it once a quarter.
I think the way the whole venue thing is seen in Bangalore is become very different than how it was before. Before we had a dedicated place for all the genres. Like different place for electronic, different place for rock, different place for jazz, like certain place like B flat, and certain place like Take 5, they were only like jazz oriented. And so this
like so cool.
So when you have places and venues like that, culture grows very strongly, because then every genre people, like, you know, artists and musicians have a place to belong to. Now they don't. Now it's more of like you have to get there and like be convincing enough to be there and like have enough crowd to pull, and then you get a venue. So it's changed a lot over a period of time.
Is it hard to get booked, like for you to book your artists at local venues these days? At least in Bangalore?
I would say there are not much venues, but the venues which are there, they are very accommodating. Yeah, they're very accommodating. Like if you reach out to them saying that this is what I do, and like obviously your music has to be at least good enough. Like you cannot be like out of the school and say, main bajaunga, I'll go and like play anything and come back. So you need to be able to convince that venue owner that, dude, I play good music, just give me a space. Yeah. Like I think there is a space now which is really nice, and they really support like young artists. What was the place in Gerard's place? It's
called the Music School?
No. It's in Kormangla. That on top.
Raft.
The Raft, yeah. Raft. That's a pretty cool place.
Yeah,
so it's a 50
It's 150, 170 people cap.
150, I thought it was 50.
150, 170 people cap. Good stuff. Like tight. Yeah. That is tight. Yeah, obviously.
And it's BYOB.
So
it opens up to a big crowd.
Yeah. So places like this really help, like, you know, good music come out of the city, and because good music will only come out when really independent and young artists go and start playing and performing, because that motivates them to do more, and they understand more of the business and everything else also.
So at all of these venues that you were talking about earlier, B flat, Take 5, etc., did you perform at these places?
Yeah,
what kind of bands were you playing with?
I don't even remember at this point because it's been so long. But I used to play with like a lot of different like independent acts, like singer artists, and I had my own jazz band called Wangchuk Trio, where like so I used to play with my jazz bands back in the time, and so it was with a lot of different acts, just performing in a lot of different venues. Sometimes jazz, sometimes hip hop, sometimes metal, sometimes rock, sometimes neo soul. So I used to play with a lot of different acts, and specifically metal. A lot more metal, and in the opening times of fandom, when fandom was very fresh, that's where a lot of metal, like there was opportunity to play a lot more metal. And Indigo, like you guys remember, it was there in Kormangla. It was a great venue, although it was not treated so well. It's a very loud venue, but it was an amazing space for people to just come and like play rock and metal music, because that was the only place before fandom.
But I have an opinion that the sound, maybe not the genre or the sort of band structure in and of itself, but I have a feeling that sound of metal, that emotion, that culture is going to make a big comeback, right? The world is angry. We need an outlet. That's my opinion.
It's actually very true. At least from the life perspective,
Yeah.
it's very, very true. You have no idea how, like take for an example, someone like Linkin Park only.
Yeah.
New metal, right?
Yeah.
Is come back and blown up so hard right now. Look at how the tickets are selling in a.
But is that nostalgia?
It's nostalgia, straight up nostalgia, and all the nostalgic bands are right now like blowing up. Oh, like they are, all of them are touring.
There aren't any new ones, right?
New ones are there. I would say we are not aware of it. I would say because we are not active listeners of metal. So that's why I can't sit here and judge that.
That's true.
They're not new ones. There are crazy new ones, and people are actually enjoying them. They are selling out venues and arenas and everything. But those new ones we are not aware of those new ones.
Yeah, we'll come back actually to metal and the topic of playlists as well. But I'm curious to understand what Rohan was doing with music, right? Rohan is obviously a little bit younger than Sange and I. Yeah. Sange is already younger than I am. And Rohan is even younger. So
yeah, I think for me, there's this phase in my life where I was surrounded by a lot of people who wanted to be in the music business.
artists?
It was artists and managers.
People wanted to be managers?
Yes.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
How did you all know, like, what a manager does? I mean,
So
I still
I
don't
think they
know what an artist
started,
manager does.
so they actually started as event curators who wanted to be managers also.
Okay.
And I also hung out with a lot of artists at the time. So that was I would say that was my introduction to music business. I got influenced and I also
But what
wanted
were you
to
listening to?
I was listening to a lot of electronic music. At the
Electronic
time.
music?
Yes.
Okay. What-
I really liked music from the beginning, but I think trap and bass was my thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I used to listen to a lot of dubstep as well.
Okay.
So it's
kind
not
of
the same
artist?
thing,
Yeah,
but like,
Opposite.
yeah.
That's
yeah,
the fun
but
part.
yeah, I used to listen to a lot of dubstep. I think Subtronics was one of my favorite artists.
Nice.
Still exists, like he's still killing it. So that was my introduction. I hung out with these guys for a long time and eventually wanted to be a manager. I wanted to learn a little more about the music business. So I met Dave Bhatia and I told him that I really wanted to I wanted to come and intern for him and learn as much as I can. And fortunately, he did give me that opportunity.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
Shout out Dave.
shout out Dave.
So what was your role in the intern?
I was still an intern at the time.
Okay. But you weren't like active.
No. I wasn't managing no one there. I was trying to learn as much as possible, to be honest. I was very new to the business. I honestly didn't know what artist managers even do at the time.
Yeah, I still don't know. I mean, obviously, like I didn't really work as an artist manager. My job was very limited to the platform, right? That my visibility and everything else was. And that's probably like a good thing because now I get to be curious and understand what you guys do. But what do you think of the Congress?
Oh, no, I haven't tried it yet.
Oh, go for it.
I love it. I love it.
I've never
I
actually cooked this
actually
before.
like the burnt part more.
You do?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them got burnt.
And I like that more.
Okay. That's a learning.
Oh, this is really good.
This was just a fun thing I did. I was looking for to figure out how to get the Kara spice right.
Uh-huh.
And then when I was searching for it, this popped up. So I was like, oh, this also looks pretty straightforward. I'll try it out. But do you guys want to go for the keema balls?
Sure, of
Yes,
course.
let's go.
I'll tell. This is the first time also, by the way, I have somebody helping me in the kitchen. Okay? Up until now, for no other reason other than the fact that I don't know how to tell people what I want because I don't know what I'm doing myself. So if it's good, I did it. If it's bad, he did it. Let's go.
Awesome.
You can put some lime on it, eat it with some onions generally. That's how I like to eat it, but do whatever you like, man. So yeah, but how did you then move, Sange, from being an artist and artist manager?
Oh, good.
Good?
Yeah.
That was all me.
That's nice.
I'll take a bite. What did you ask?
No, go for it. Take a bite first.
Okay. Got it.
Bite's more important, bro.
Nailed it.
Good?
Okay, right from the
perfect.
first bite.
Okay, sweet. So how did you make that transition from artist to artist manager? Were you already managing business for bands or anything like that?
Like at the time when I was doing music in Bangalore, there were no artist manager as such. People were not like Rohan is saying that he had a lot of friends who wanted to be artist manager, Yeah. So that wanting was there by a lot of people, but not anyone actually doing it and like helping our artists or like physically. Like Arpan Bro was there.
Yeah.
Arpan Bro was already doing, but he was not again like that's just one person.
Yeah.
For a city to like get a full support of a whole system, with it needs at least like more than like 10 to 20 artist managers who are supporting a lot more independent artists. Each artist manager at least supporting 2 to 3.
Yeah. And also supporting each other.
And the knowledge of it existing also will come then.
Yeah, I think like from as far as I could remember, Arpan is the only person who was managing artists, bringing acts down and stuff like that. But you mentioned that you were like bringing your band together, making sure everyone's coming on time for rehearsals, getting bookings, doing all of those things,
making all the creative choices for all my, and most of the acts I was in, like I only formed the bands. Most of the acts I was a part of.
So you're basically like effectively hiring
getting
instrumentalists.
But like that was not the mentality towards it. I wanted to make a band. Like that was not like, oh, I'm gonna lead a band or I'm hiring musicians. It was just like I want to find similar people to meet and play with them. But it ended up being me because I was doing full-time music and most of the people I was playing with were not doing full-time. Were not full-time musicians. So automatically I had more time.
Yeah.
Kind of don't blame them for it. But I ended up just taking in charge most of the time.
Got it.
So
is that what an artist manager does, right? Like coming to what an artist manager effectively does. Give me like a rundown, like either of you can start and just tell me like what you do. I guess I would love to hear from both of you. What do you do as an artist manager?
You want to take this, Sange?
It's like a 360 thing for an artist. If artist is doing the creative side of things and we are basically boosting their creativity into 10x in a lot of different factors when it comes to marketing, when it comes to placing things in the right place, placing releases in the right place, managing their catalog, managing their music, managing their bookings, managing their brand, managing also the kind of the things which are not even happening right now, managing their future, which is not even coming, is not even
so driving the sort of direction for
for them to like, okay, in 5 years
creatively or also like from a business or both.
It's always like mostly business side because kind of you as an artist manager always think that you are thinking from the creative and the business side.
Yeah.
But then again, you are holding the business side slightly more than the creative side. Okay. And that is because you know for a fact that your artist is going to come and put on that 100% creative side to you. So somewhere you balance out each other. And then it's a partnership where one knows what one has to do and other knows his role. And then when we both sit and argue and make decisions, that's where the right route comes out of it.
Got it. Yeah. So if you have to give me like, let's say Rohan, like if let's say I'm an artist, right? And let's assume I have no releases out.
Yep.
So, and I've shown you my demos and you've decided to sign me. And we'll obviously come to how you sign artists and what goes into that. But let's just say I'm a brand new artist. I have maybe like 2,000 followers on Instagram. I have some demos out, some covers out or whatever it is. Now, show me the path to, or tell me how you as an artist manager will take me to Coachella.
Wow. That's
direct यहाँ से ऐसे rocket.
10x, bro. You said it.
Sorry, Ron.
I'm not sure if it works that way.
I mean, whatever. So you tell me how.
Yeah. So I think focusing on music is the number one thing for any artist. So I would obviously suggest the artist to keep doing whatever they're doing, try to like perfect their craft. Focus on how the releases are done in the first place.
So effectively, if I, sorry to cut you, but like I want to understand, when you say focus on the craft, you are then enabling the artist to focus on the craft by taking away everything else that's not craft related.
So that is technically what an artist manager does. Artist manager handles everything so that the artist really focuses on making their craft. We focus on pretty much everything else around their business. Like Sange said, which could include branding, to booking shows, to negotiating with labels or your distributors, or could be marketing. There are a lot of roles that you might have to play when you're an artist manager.
And so all of these are completely managed by you? Like you have a team
Yes.
of, you said five people. How many
Like
people?
4.
You have 4 people working with your full-time board. So you're effectively, your teams of 5 and 4 people are sort of, are they specialists in each of these areas, generalists, and everybody in the team sort of works together? So how does, like, give me, like, okay, then if we take, like, okay, let's say now I'm an artist, I'm signed to your companies, either of your company, and I've obviously been sitting on demos.
Yeah.
Now I need to finish this product, right? Like I have a demo. Now tell me, okay, maybe not Coachella, but take me to Spotify, take me to YouTube Music, take me to Apple Music. How do you put my song?
Once you understand like how music business really works, as an artist, there is something called a distributor who you go and talk to when you are starting off independently. The distributor helps you put out music in all of these other platforms, and you put this out on, you send your music to distributors, you email Spotify, Apple Music, wherever, tell them what kind of music you are trying to pitch to them. You can possibly request them to
Place it on a playlist.
Place it on a playlist. That's something that you could possibly do when an artist is really starting off. Kind of how releases work, but there's a lot of other things that goes behind a release apart from that. I think building a fan base is, especially at this age and time, it's much harder than what it was before. I think focusing on how to build a community is very important for an artist.
You say it's harder to build a fan base
Right now,
today
yes,
than it was, say,
5 years ago.
pre-streaming?
Yep. No, I wouldn't say pre-streaming.
Or pre-social media?
5 years ago.
Or pre-reels, basically.
No,
Yes.
yeah. I think pre-consumption of too much reels. I would say pre-pandemic. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, about
that
reels
one.
later. Yeah, I love reels.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the thing. Like we are in a fast content consumption era right now.
Yeah.
People don't even want to see a breakup of the same music video 3 times, 4 times. People want to consume it 2 times. They want to see a new music video of the same song. People want to.
I don't like. Honestly, I believe that a lot of people just move on from content.
Yeah, exactly.
Content, but do they move on for songs equally quickly? So
It depends.
because Sange's point is that people want a different visual to the same audio, right?
See, it kind of depends. I also think it is there are a lot of factors to it.
Okay.
One, the song, how good the song is it catchy enough for it to have a replay value? That's number one.
Yeah.
Something which could also relate to a specific artist who you're a big fan of. So you would go back and listen to this song. Or if it's something that you really resonate with, that's when I feel people will go back and listen to this.
And that's when community building, what he was talking about, comes into play.
How do you build a community?
That community building is something which happens over a period of time. It's not something which today I drop music, my community slowly is going to build. Community building is one of the most important thing for any community to build is consistency. Your consistency and
Consistency in dropping new music?
consistency, everything. It's everything. You consistency in dropping music, consistency of how your brand is, consistency of how you are pictured by people, consistency of how as a human being you have portrayed yourself as your character as an artist. People really buy into
persona,
that. Yeah,
in many ways.
And so these are the things which builds a community over a period of time. And then you have slowly over a period of time when people buy into you so much, then you have super fans. Who starts buying your merch and they're dying for you. Your tickets are getting sold out. You're selling out arenas. That only happens when super fans come into play. But community is something which is not day one you figure it out. Sometimes it takes artists so much time to figure out where exactly and how, which is their community. And if they sometimes have, they don't know if they have or not.
So where is this community? Is this community built online, offline, a mix of both?
It's a mix of both.
Yeah.
And is there a specific platform that you do community building on?
No.
Or is it across all
It's
platforms?
across.
And is there differences how you would say build a community on YouTube versus how you'd build a community on say Instagram? I'm assuming DSPs, streaming platforms, don't really lean into community building, or do they? I would assume user generated playlists, for example.
I think they do. I think there's, especially with Spotify having, this is, let's just say Hanuman kind, as their own curated playlist. that is also a form of building community where each
But this
artist-
this is a playlist curated by Spotify.
yes,
Yeah, and it's not just for like someone like Hanuman kind.
yeah, it's for pretty much
Pretty
everyone.
much for a lot
everyone.
of artists. Like
I think everyone who has
yeah,
certain number of
yeah, and
releases
it's
out, right?
and also it helps you see all the other artists who are around the same genre and who are doing as good as you, or maybe not doing as good as you also, but have the same kind of musical taste or have music like similar to you and are from the same region maybe. So if you go, this is Hanuman kind, maybe you'll see a lot more other artists also sometimes. Right? It exposes you to a lot more other things.
So this is Hanuman.
No, I think
Sorry. That is the secondary
Radio,
one.
that's
There's
the
the radio
radio.
one.
That's the radio, yeah.
And
Those
that's
are the
also
mixes, right?
and that's also really amazing thing. So this is Hanuman Kai is just Hanuman Kai's playlist, like his songs, and then you have the radio, which also is really nice because you explore a lot more other artists from that region. So internationally, if somebody knows HMK, he'll listen to like the HMK radio. He'll also get exposed to a lot more other songs from the region. Yeah, and I think it's a
these
great way to explore.
And these are algorithmic. The radio is like algorithmic.
Yeah.
Driven, right? Very interesting. But is that limited by language? So let's say like Hanuman Kind performs in English, right? But let's say we switch to Paal Dabba. Now, if I play a Paal Dabba radio, will it expose me, in your experience, to say a Malayalam rapper?
Good question.
Good question. I honestly no.
No, let me actually take this. Limits to your region and what your fans also listen to.
Yeah.
So if I've given
So-
Spotify to believe
That you listen to HMK and Divine is you will be recommended HMK. Like someone like you will be recommended HMK and Divine.
Exactly.
It's not because HMK makes, let's just say, because HMK makes English rap music, the similar artists are not a JID or a Denzel Curry or let's just say an Eminem, for example. It's always going to be who his fans are listening to at the time.
Understood. So basically, it could be anything and anyone from across the world.
Yes.
Like if I, as a user, have already signaled to the system that I will listen
Yes.
to artists across these genres. Got it. But that's not something that you can influence as a manager, right?
It kind of depends. I feel with collaborating with other artists outside India, you could bring in a lot.
So is this a strategic call that you as a manager would sort of,
Yes.
is this again, like I'm assuming it's a discussion you would have with your artist, right? Is this
Yes.
an artist you would like to collaborate with?
Yes.
Actually, that's a good way to move to the next point, right? Like now both of you have seen a lot of international work for your artists,
Yes.
right? Of course, everyone knows what Harman Kai has done, Coachella and Capital and a bunch of other things that you've been doing with HMK, but also with like Marianne, right? Like Marianne has how many releases at this point?
A lot.
Yeah, quite a bit.
I would say about 15, 20.
15, 20
15, I
releases.
think, yeah.
But she's already
But
getting
that's
started
a mix of a lot of different things. If you say just English particularly, I would say, and her major releases, there's like just 5 to 6, nothing more than that.
Okay, so let's actually switch gears and like talk about Marianne, right? Like moving away from hip hop. And I think like that's something that I'm really keen to also see as like as a consumer and somebody from the industry. I'm also really keen to understand how we can sort of push other genres and also like artists from other regions of the country, right? That you guys are already really doing really well. But so we like talk about Marianne. So help me understand what you were doing in Dublin and in London. I know that there's a new collaboration coming out, and how are those things
Just
working
released
out?
today.
Okay, so
Today, like some days back, but like today they announced it. Today they announced it. Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out. Get my channel whitelist. we play 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So right now,
No.
No, I mean like in the video for you.
I was fully ready. Manager mode on. Promoted. So I would say in Dublin particularly, she was just like slated by Jameson to go out and kind of represent the country, and like they were picking artists from everywhere from different continents to come down and make music together and get mentored by Anderson .Paak.
But how do these artists sort of actually make it there, and how do you as a manager
they're
sort of?
mostly what I have seen from them, but this is not the case for Marianne. But for what I've seen for all the other artists, they have worked with Jameson at some point.
So tell us, bro. So you went to London. What do you get up to?
So in London, the main agenda for London was particularly like we had a lot of sessions set up for her with a lot of good producers there, and because I've
You did this
no
as a manager.
no. So we would like sit, me and Marian would collectively sit and select the producers, but the publishing company did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but then managing the publishing company is your job. So, this still in a way falls on.
Always, like everything falls down to us only.
Distributor, publishing company.
Publishing company. Okay. So publishers publishers always like suggest you like, okay, this writer we have and this this producer we have in our company, this. They'll send down their details. We'll sit down and like shortlist the ones we like and the ones we really want to work with.
Pretty cool, bro.
Yeah. So then we like sat down and like started working with a lot of producers. She's still in London right now. She's working with a lot of producers.
She's still in London.
Yeah. Okay. And secondly, also because we had a session with like a really cool DJ out there called DJ AG, who does like sessions in middle of the road.
Oh, have you seen those?
Yeah.
I've seen those. So cool.
Yeah. And they
I saw the Marianne also sang.
Yeah. So a lot of
I love Marianne's Instagram content, man. She's so cool.
Like so these guys whenever new artists or like even like really cool artists, when they come down to the city, if they're around London, they invite them to come to their sessions and like throw down some bars or like throw down some songs and they shoot it and like publish it, and like it's a beautiful culture. I think it's very nice.
Do they take you out also to pubs and bars and
off the record they do?
But like it's fun, right? Like when you get like wine and dine. But did you go to any like nice cool pubs or bars or restaurants?
The first time I went to London, I went to a lot of pubs and bars, but this time like mostly when we go out, like we're just working every day, like morning to night, non-stop.
Have you had any like cool food experiences in all of your travels? Actually, you as well, right? You're a bunch of travel as well.
London in general has good food, like every other place. But I cannot pick one in particular. But I love Asian food. So Wagamama was something I really enjoyed there.
Nice.
From what I remember, I was like, oh yes, this is it. Yeah, so Asian food.
Yeah, London has some really good food, man.
I have yet to go to Indian restaurants there. I've heard so much about it.
Same. I've never been to an Indian restaurant in London, but same. I've heard a lot about it to go to any. Have you been?
No.
What's your best like food experience?
I think for me it was, I think it was in Mexico. I think the week before Coachella we performed a festival in Mexico, which was...
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, it was called At Ceremonia. We, fortunately had enough time to go and, eat as much as possible.
Nice.
I think that's where I had the best food.
And you like Mexican food?
Yeah, Mexican food was...
Yeah.
Especially over there, I think it was really good. It was something that I wasn't really expecting.
But what do you like to eat? Like, what are like your favorite Bangalore things to eat?
Bangalore things? I like masala dosa.
Yeah, it's my damn.
Bro,
you like masala dosa? Are you a masala dosa guy or a plain dosa guy?
I'm neither. So I'm coming to it. After traveling for a very long time, when I come to Bangalore, I eat only one thing: idli. I'm a big idli guy. Yeah. Like I have to have idli.
Idli with chutney or idli with sambar?
Both. I am that guy who puts sambar on top and then chutney on top.
What about so are you an Adigas guy?
I like sweet sambar. Amazing.
Like Adigas or Pakshala? Like where do you get your idli from? Bro? Because sambar idli is a very limited number of.
There is one place in Indiranagar called Namaste. It's a very underrated place. It's amazing though.
I've never even heard of this place.
Idli is chutney and penne.
Yeah, it's damn good. I'm not getting the full
CTR?
MTR or CTR? CTR, no. MTR I've been.
Bro, you need to go to CTR.
Yeah. Where is it?
Yeah.
Where is it? I think it's in...
CTR is in Malleshwaram.
Malleshwaram, yes.
Okay. MTR...
MTR's got good sambar.
Yeah. But something about it, like it makes you wait so much and then you're expecting so much that you don't enjoy it after when you're eating. MTR becomes like that for me. Yeah. First time I waited for so long.
Bro, I hate places that make you wait. Like all of these places around Bangalore, they ask you to like go.
If they're like insanely good after that, then it's like yes.
Yeah, but most of like the old school places, you're not waiting for more than 20 minutes. Yeah. You're sitting in a crowd, that's fine. But like a 20-minute wait is worth it. Yeah. I would say like the newer place in Narpan should have been here for this, right? Like
reservations.
Reservations.
Bro, he really knows about food though.
Yeah,
Narpan bro really knows about food.
What are you doing, man, Narpan?
Yeah.
Stop going to Delhi.
Bro, we miss you. Yeah.
So biryani, tell me. We're doing Donne Biryani again on Arpan's request.
Yeah.
I've not cooked Donne Biryani before. Today is the first time that I made it, okay? I like it. but obviously,
No, I really like Donne Biryani.
I mean, I like the one I made.
I think I prefer Donne Biryani over most.
Yeah, same. I
What's your
really
favorite?
like
Actually, good question. What's your favorite type?
Hyderabad.
Hyderabadi biryani?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. What about you?
I don't know if it's a biryani. I like what do you makabul? What do you call it?
Kabal.
Makabul. Which you get in Hyderabad.
I'm not sure.
Like that huge as plate where like people
Mandi.
like Mandi also.
Mandi.
Yeah.
Mandi.
But there's another name.
I don't know what
I'm
we're
not getting
talking
it.
about.
There's once I went to Hyderabad and I ate that and
Have you all had like
it's still in
Talasheri
my head.
biryani?
Yeah, Talasheri is
not
it's
a
like
big
all
fan.
time.
I'm a big fan. Same. Actually,
Yeah.
I just think it's
I like
not
it.
as good as the Hyderabadi biryani, but everyone in Kerala just loves.
I don't enjoy the Hyderabadi biryani in particular.
But like,
I like Kerala biryani more.
The Kerala biryani is.
Talasheri biryani, exactly.
Talasheri
Yeah,
biryani.
I like it more. Yeah.
I mean, like, my problem with Talasheri biryani is generally the fact that it's got raisins in it in some places, firstly. And second, I find it to be a little bit dry. Maybe I've eaten in the wrong places.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's so much other
Then
food
his
in
artist
Kerala that I
Parimal
like.
should cook for you then.
Yeah, Parimal makes really good.
Yeah.
Cook off
Yes.
Parimal versus me.
Yeah, oh man.
You should get him
Parimal's
here. It'll be
amazing.
nice. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we'll bring the biryani out.
Sure.
Let's do it.
I thought Donne biryani was coming.
Yeah, biryani going on.
Oh, nice. Natural only, bro.
Fulfill requests, no using hands. Okay, so awkward one. We're going to get trolled on the internet.
Eating biryani with spoon and fork?
Oh my god. ये North Indians को ना आता ही नहीं है. How Rohan was surprised that I grew up in Bangalore.
Yeah, man. Bro, this is really good.
Yeah.
I'm saying pretty much every day. Bro. This is really
Banged it. Yeah, I can't even look away from the food. I'm just like going for it.
So is this like a normal thing for your artists? Like, you're also an artist, but like, where every time you're like consuming your own music or whatever thing is, are you critical of it? Like, I'm like, I can,
I think it's for the artist, not for me
yeah.
specifically. I think
Another cook.
for me, it's more like I don't want. I mean, I'm not like, for me, I think I'm a pretty simple guy. I like the music, I don't like the music. So I just give my opinions based on that. It's not, I don't, you know, go too hard on like being too critical about this needs to change or that needs to change. I'm not like an A&R, to be honest. I'm more of a.
That's actually a
I
topic.
get really particular.
Even with your artists.
I think I'm.
With my artists, I get super particular with all their releases, with all their songs, even like bit by bit, from their drum groove to like the things they are saying sometimes. Mostly my artists are like crazy talented, all of them.
Yeah.
So I don't have
Otherwise
to
you
say
wouldn't work with
anything.
them, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the reason I'm with them. Like, I have to be a super fan of them first. I have to really, really love my artists to be able to even manage them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, whenever release is happening, you're like, I'm not happy with this, and you won't put your 100%. It's a normal human instinct.
I agree.
Then it's not a fun job anymore.
I agree.
But is it a fun job? Actually, good question. To come back to my original question that I had for you guys, right? Do you have a cool job?
No, I think we have a fun job, not a cool job.
Yeah, we have a fun job, not a cool job.
I think
But if it's fun, then why is it not cool?
because I don't know, it's if we don't consider it cool because we've been in the business for a bit. But I just feel I don't think a lot of people know what
Goes around.
the work that goes behind it. So that's why people automatically assume it's really cool, but it's a fun job for sure.
It's a fun job, like the whole experience of it, like in dealing with so many things. Like an artist manager is the only part, or not the only part, but one of the most strongest part of an artist career, which is in touch, or not artist career also, in the music business itself, which is in touch, with every field of music, every other field of music.
I think you have a cool job, but you did have a cool job too.
Yeah, thanks. I really love my current job, which is no job.
What about?
But yeah, I mean, my previous job was also definitely cool, man. Like, I mean, like managing artists or managing artist relations for YouTube, which is obviously the biggest platform, biggest music platform in the world, right? So it was definitely cool. I enjoyed it a lot. I did it for a very long time.
What's something that you really learned and really enjoyed about that job?
What I enjoyed about the job was obviously like building relationships across the industry, right? And not just in India, of course, because it's a global platform, right? So you get like a view of what's happening across the world. And it's not like a one-off thing, right? That you're sort of getting a view of what's happening across the world. It's a weekly thing. On a weekly basis, you're sort of sharing notes with your colleagues from different parts of the world, building connects and networks and stuff like that, and sharing learnings. The coolest part of the job really was always having to explain to people from outside of India the different languages and cultures that we had, right? It was very interesting to explain to my colleagues in the US why certain songs were released in Tamil and Telugu, and what impact that had on like the operations on the platform and stuff like that. So it was a pretty cool job for sure, without a doubt. So yeah, I had a great time.
Nice. Well, but just to follow a question, in what metrics did you actually like figure out how to actually play certain songs in certain playlists?
So that wasn't my job, right? There's a completely different team.
Okay, so you were just the guy who is
Coordinator.
Yeah, I would.
You would be the ones who's in charge of like. Okay,
like simply put, the postman, right?
Nice.
My job really is to make sure.
And there were other editors who actually.
There were editors, of course. Like my opinion, my relationship, the value of the artist. These things play out, right? I mean, it's a relationship-based business,
exactly.
right? We know this for a fact.
How do you think, like, what was your, like, when you saw content like this, like, an artist reach out to you with content and, like, we have this video which is coming up, and in what ways could you help him at that point?
It's a complicated world, right? Especially the digital side of things. And having spent all of that time in a large company, at a large platform, you sort of start to see how it works. You have a very deep understanding of what works, what is important, what isn't. Like the example I shared earlier, right? Going after where the platform is. It's very simple, right? Like if a company of 200,000 people or 150,000 people, whatever the case may be, is all putting their resources in one direction, makes sense to sort of follow that. Right?
Sure.
Also have to see that when you're sitting at a platform like this, you're not looking at one channel. You're looking at, 5 artists, 8 artists, similar number for you, 4 artists, 6 artists. I was looking at 10,000 channels.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, obviously I'm not looking at 10,000 channels, but I'm looking at data from 10,000 channels, right? So I'm able to sort of map out patterns and be like, okay, this works, this doesn't work, this works at this scale, this works at that scale, this works at this level, or this works at this time. You're able to sort of find data trends by doing those things. Those were the real services that you could bring. And of course, there's no guarantee, right? If it was guaranteed, everyone would be doing it. But you can see certain trends. Then you follow through with those and that.
Who's the coolest artist you discovered? Or your favorite artist?
I would say like some of the best artists I discovered were the artists that I pushed through for Foundry, bro. I would still back them with my bottom dollar, right? Side Moth, Kayan, Noor Chahal, even Lost Stories that we had in the first sort of Foundry at the time, and a bunch of other sort of artists that way. I mean, there are many other artists. I'm currently working with a couple of other artists. There's an artist called Albela. He's really cool. Hindi hip hop, but very like spoken word and very, he's not the traditional sort of hip hop mold that Indian artists have started to form now, right? Sort of breaking away from that. So it's pretty cool to sort of see how he's approaching his art and doing stuff. Taba is another artist, good friend of yours, I know. He sent me his album recently that's coming out soon. Hopefully it'll be close to release at that time. If it's not, we'll have to cut this. But his new album sounds amazing. I think what Taba is doing with his music,
I heard it in his house.
Yeah, is really, really good stuff. I really in fact, enjoy a lot of artists from the Northeast of late. So that's something that I've been following a lot.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, it was a fun time working at YouTube, man. Like watching all of these videos beforehand, all of those things for sure. But speaking of music videos, tell me about Big Dawgs. Were you in the car?
No, I wasn't. I don't think anyone apart from Suraj would have dared to do it at the time.
Was he scared though?
Initially, it wasn't scared. I think he took some time to get used to it. And I think it was a new experience for everyone. We didn't have, I mean,
how did the idea come about?
Okay, so Bijoy called me this one day and told me about an idea with having Suraj in the car while the car does its rounds in our Well of Death.
Was that the term you used? Well of
Yes.
Death? Not Moth Ka Kuan.
No.
English people.
Oh, sorry.
No, that happened.
Didn't knew that. Okay, sorry.
So that happened. Our biggest challenge at the time was to figure out how to build the set.
Oh, this wasn't like you built this.
No. So we were thinking, okay, cool. If we are not able to find any, we might have to build it, because these circuses run for about 30 to 45 days and then they relocate. So our challenge was, how do we convince someone to give the space out when the circus is going on? So what we ended up doing was, we waited until this one circus got done with all of their shows. I had to convince the owner to leave it on for one extra day.
You had to do this?
Yes. And this was...
This is the kind of artist management stuff I wanted to hear. Yeah, tell me more.
And this was at a place called Punani. So I didn't really...
Punani?
Yeah, this was in Punani.
Listen, Piers,
It's in Kerala. It's a very small town. So there's barely anything there. I didn't know the language. So I had to get help from another producer friend of mine who also helped me with the music video. So I got him to call this guy up. We convinced him to keep it on for one extra day.
Wow.
And I got a confirmation 2 days before the music video was shot. So we got the confirmation.
And you
2
shot the
nights
whole video in
before.
one day?
Yes. So the next morning, I had to drive to Punani because I also had 2 cases of Simba, who were the sponsors. Thank you, Simba. Shout out. I had to take all the... I had to take the Simba cans to Punani so that we could shoot the music video. Reached there the night before the shoot. Next morning, we shot the whole thing in one day. And I think we all knew that this was something very different at the time. I think it was very satisfying to shoot it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the video that we shot before that was Go to Sleep, which is, again, one of my favorite music videos that we've done together. But this one was definitely more special because it's something that we risked doing. And
Did you have to convince the label?
to be honest, we told the label one day before the shoot.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So it was not too much of convincing. And fortunately, I think the label that we work with also, they are very understanding of what our vision is, which is, I think I have a great relationship with everyone in the label. And they really know what we're going for and what why we want to stay very true to our vision.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
That's a crazy story. Right?
yeah. So that was insane. That was one of the, best experiences for me as an artist manager. To not even the song blowing up. I think shooting the music video was more satisfying for me.
Yeah, I can totally imagine. It was a great music video. It was a great watch for sure. It was like a different scene altogether, right?
Yeah, we didn't know at the time.
Amazing
to be honest,
stuff.
it was like a big culture shock for everyone outside the country.
Yeah.
They didn't know what it was. It's just
Yeah.
what the
But what about your artist? Has there been some crazy music video experience?
I think. Let me first talk about Paal. He's like a visual genius, and
How do you meet him though?
I reached out to him actually. I saw his very first video and I was blown away. I've never seen
what's
something
that?
like
170 centimeters?
Yeah, I saw that and I was completely blown away. My that was before Big Dawgs. So that was the best video before Big Dawgs I ever saw. Yeah, which connected me, and still that video is in a genre of its own. It's something. It's like a masterpiece, I think.
Yeah.
Even compared to all the other videos he has done recently, I think that itself is a masterpiece. And this guy is a very different guy, dude. He writes music to visual. He doesn't write music to music. He writes music to visual. He will imagine. Yeah. While he's writing, he's visually already making the video.
So he already knows how.
He knows what he wants.
Interesting, man.
And by the time
why couldn't I hear all of this when I was still at YouTube? But I mean, I'm still obviously happy that happened.
And by the time the song is finished, he knows visually what he has to do for the song. Bro, I have an idea. He's never out of idea. As soon as I'm calling, bro, we have to plan the video. He's like, bro, I have an idea. I'm like, okay. Can't even argue because I know his ideas. I've never even come and like told, bro, let's do this with this, let's do this with it. I cannot, because he will think 10,000 times more than me for the video than I can ever think. And he'll sit down on it, try to perfect it and get the best product out of it. And with his dancing, it just becomes plus.
And so what was the experience you were talking about earlier, like with Paal? What the crazy music video experience that you had with him?
That's what I'm saying. Just being on a Paal Dabba set, I would say. Paal Dabba music video set is an experience itself. It starts on time, ends on time, tuck. He's on go. He punctually, a whole team knows if Paal is coming on the set, what they have to do and what they have to be. Yeah. And he exactly knows how to execute every shot because he does a rehearsal for everything. Whole music video, he'll rehearse like weeks before. Like everything, each and every scene he will rehearse. He'll book a studio and he'll rehearse each and every scene. Sometimes he books a studio or like football field. He for one of the songs he literally rented out a football field and like he practiced there the whole music video, curated everything inch by inch. So when he's shooting the video, no DIY situation. Like no situation where like you're figuring out things. You're like, oh, we have to this, maybe we can act like, no. He knows exactly what he wants.
So we should talk to him. I want to figure out how to shoot videos.
He's damn good at it. And then with Marian, it's more like on the go, because we do so many releases with Marian, like fast releases. Like right now, we have had release in every 3 weeks, one release. So it's more about like fast contents.
But every artist has their own way.
Yeah, exactly. Every artist has their own journey. So Marian's journey is more of fast content, where like we are not sitting down on an idea. And like with Paal also, when we sit down on an idea, it takes a month to execute it because we're sitting down on an idea and plan everything. And with Suraj also, he takes his time to like do this masterpiece which he creates. Yeah. With Marian, it's more fast content because that's the kind of artist he is. She is more of a product of what social media is. And her consumers are the ones who like to see what she is doing every other day. Yeah. It's what the crowd demands out of you sometimes is what you have to deliver. It's not the other way around. It's not what I want to feed you. You have to get fed by that. It's about like over a period of time when you experiment a lot of things, you realize this is something crowd really likes and enjoy, and there is consistency in this, and then you start giving it back to them the way they want it.
That's pretty cool, man. Like, really.
And there's a lot of ways of doing it. This is just one way.
I have one last question on music and then one last question on food. Before we do that, let's get the dessert out. Sure. And then we'll segue into that.
This was Arpan's pick too.
Yeah, this was also Arpan's pick. And the whole menu is Arpan's pick, sweet love. The question I had for you on music was, I think I know what you're going to say, but I want to hear it. Do you think for an artist to make it big in India, they need to be based in or be from Bombay anymore?
No.
You have reasons right here, I guess.
But do you think at the same time, do you think they can make it big from wherever they are?
No.
Yes.
I don't think so. Not wherever they are.
Okay.
I think it's like literally like 10 times harder if you're from Northeast. Yes. And I've also seen it's because of like how our culture works, right? And how our systems are, how our venues are. Because when a whole culture is built upon what, like, you know, where you go and watch shows, like you said. How did you express yourself when you said, I was a big time like artist supporter and this and that? By saying that I go to venues to watch artists. And only when you have venues and like when you have like systems like this, then you like get fond of what an independent scene is. An independent scene is built on venues completely. And then that
so like venues lacking
100%, like crazily, and that is because people don't have the idea of the requirement for it.
But Shillong is a different scene.
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Not
Shillong
everywhere.
Is an isolation.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
We say like other centers.
I
in
think
the Northeast
would definitely need more. Like would need more and more idea about like how to curate it better. Instead of curating what works, be slightly more experimental and give more opportunity to more newer artists. Like instead of like them being somewhere like they have to become good artists to perform on stage, that should not be the case. I think you become good artists after you perform.
By performing on stage. Actually, that's a very interesting point, and I will come back to getting better by doing, right? But you said you can become a big artist being based wherever you are.
Yeah. I don't think venue is kind of the main. I mean, it is a big problem. I'm not going to disagree, but I would say taking HMK as an example, I think our biggest fan base is actually in Kerala. and we've performed there only once in the last 5 years. But it does not mean that we are not big in the area, or our music doesn't reach the audience over there.
For sure. Like with HMK, I would say again, it's a different case. He's HMK. Like he always, yeah, he's like, that's the worst example I'd say.
But he wasn't always HMK.
Yeah,
He was not always HMK, but for a longest time, he was in the city, right? He was in the city, and
he grew up in
and
the
then
city
he
and
got
he had
opportunities. Like
opportunities.
he had opportunities to play, to even for people to reach. Out there's no opportunity to begin with for even us to even go and understand that there is something going on.
I still kind of disagree. I think like if just because it's not happened yet, it does not mean that it can't happen. I still feel Rebel's a great example for that.
But then again, not. But Rebel is again from she stays in Ceylon, and then she's from Bangalore. She more like her whole like prime time she was in like a cities. So I'm talking about artists who are staying there.
People who are guided well, maybe it could.
That's the thing. Now guidance is something. There are no artist managers there.
There are no artists.
But it doesn't mean that it cannot happen, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's not impossible. Nothing is impossible in that way.
Maybe you mean like me. I think like what he means is as of now it's difficult.
Yeah.
And eventually they'll probably get there.
Yes.
But I think we're starting to see lots of artists. Like we've spoken about enough artists even just today, right? We've spoken about Adiel. We've spoken about Rebel. We've spoken about Dabba. There's so many other artists from across.
But I did feel the same way when like 5 years ago with a lot of artists from Kerala. Because I started managing Parimal end of 2019 or start 2020. And Parimal, for him to go, the way I discovered Parimal was pretty wide. I actually found him on SoundCloud, hit him up, and he was my first client. He was one of my first clients.
That's amazing.
And Parimal, to get Parimal out of Kerala was not technically my goal. But eventually he did move to Bangalore. But he did drop this one album called Kumari Kandam, which had a very big impact in Kerala and South India at the time. And so I still feel artists who have come from nothing, who are from places which is not fully exposed to the music culture yet, or the independent music culture yet, can still have artists who can eventually blow up.
It's
break out
like
and blow up,
particularly, I would say, for regional space, like there are some really talented artists from my hometown also, and they're big on the regional space. Like they're big in regional space, but they're still not able to break out of
their sort of.
Like it's been forever and they're not able to break out, and they're damn talented.
And there's also like obviously a lacking sort of understanding of how you can break out on digital. And
Yes.
I think now it's also the internet. I think
with internet, internet it's slightly easier.
I would
but
think
it's not still like I don't have like a good example to see right now still.
I think what really is a bridge is between what you both are saying is effectively finding a way to break out on digital, break out on social media, break out on YouTube, and then effectively start getting gigs in places that do have venues. But I think that obviously has the other end of the challenge where venues aren't going to pay for your travel and accommodation and stuff like that. In that case, then you have to then either find a sponsor or you have to find an artist manager.
It's just I would say it's a longer journey.
Yeah.
It's a tougher journey. Yeah, because I have managed Northeast artists. I have been a Northeastern artist myself. And I know the reasons I have to leave home to come outside. Right?
Yeah.
And these are the problems which I have experienced myself. So I know what I went through. And what my friends, like someone like Dabba also. If he was such a good artist, he never had to come out to Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore. He literally traveled the whole country to prove himself that I'm a good artist. Right? He never had to do that. But he had to at the end of the day. I had to at the end of the day. A lot of other artists who came out and did that is because the reach was not there and people were not listening. And we also come from still like your grandfather comes from an educated generation.
No, he comes from Pakistan.
but education. But did he study?
No.
No, your grandfather did he study?
Yeah.
My parents' generation, the first generation who even got education. So you can imagine the thinking itself was way back. Way back. Obviously, it's growing. But it's not reached there. It'll take some time to get there.
Yeah.
And artists, when they call me and reach out to me right now from Northeast also, I see their struggles on day-to-day basis.
Yeah. Sure, I totally get it. But I want to come back to your point of playing at venues and learning by doing, getting better by doing, right? I mean, the intent, of course, with this entire sort of supper club format, podcast format was for me to also, I mean, aside from getting to hang out with guys like you, learning from you, understanding your cool jobs, etc., was to victimize you with my food. So why don't you all go for the Mysore Pak and then break down what you've enjoyed in terms of the eating and what you haven't.
Okay, direct उठा दूं बिस्किट की तरह. चलो cheers guys, cheers. Oh my god, all you devourers.
Cheers.
Not to the plate.
Did you buy this?
No, I made it home.
No way.
This is very
Yeah, it's really good.
yeah.
I think the base on point.
On point. It's not too much. It's just right there.
Oh, awesome. Cheers. I've actually probably eaten Mysore Pak maybe like twice in my life, so I don't even know.
This is my second time in my life.
Oh no, I've been wrong.
Okay, so
Yeah, but I know the flavor really well because it's unforgettable.
yeah,
Yeah, Mysore Pak just hits you and you know that, this is Mysore Pak.
That's really good.
so yeah, break down what you thought of the food. Maybe like 3-4 words, 3-4 lines.
I think my favorite was definitely the biryani.
Mine was balls.
Like my balls.
Yeah, I like the balls. Yeah, the balls were definitely like on point. Like they were really good. And I think
I really like the chips too. I think the chips,
chips were
Yeah.
cooked to perfection.
yeah, it was really good.
that's
I really like the Congress as well.
Yeah.
The Congress was
Rohan likes
really good.
Congress, everybody take note.
I really like the Congress. I think biryani is the one which really stood out for me.
That's amazing, but that's great. I mean, to hear the fact that you guys enjoyed the food, most importantly, and I really hope you're not just saying that to say it.
No, that's good.
But thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing everything. I think you guys have cool jobs and fun jobs. So 6 months down the line, if I'm an artist manager, I'll have to blame you guys for it.
I think I'll definitely say more people should pick it up because it'll definitely help, and not just pick it up. I would say they should learn under people intern and then pick it up because I didn't learn under anyone. I learned from my experiences, and so is to say even Rohan, because 3 months you don't learn anything. He also learned from his experiences, and through experiences, the things you can learn is slightly a harder way and rougher way. Through interning under someone, learning from someone from for 8-9 months or a year, you get much more in depth of how everything runs, and it's like education for you straight up.
Yeah.
Everybody who interned under me, I think I've seen them grow so fast that the things I didn't know at their age, they know right now, right? So I think definitely people go learn and try to seek artist management, because when you guys become artist managers, there are a lot more artists who are looking like. There's so many calls and messages I get in daily basis, but I cannot handle everyone.
I agree.
He cannot handle anyone. He gets a dozens also. I get a dozen.
Imagine, yeah.
But at the same time, because we cannot commit to him. This is something Rohan told me the last time. He's like, bro, how do you balance out so many artists? Because I have to commit to one artist like particularly, right? I have to give my all to it. And that is one problem for me also. Every artist manager faces that they have to commit to what they do properly, and instead of just having like 10 billion artists in your
It's not about how big your
it's not
it's not about how big your
number
roster
of
is. It's
artists
about what the visions you have for those artists you have met in your journey.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? And if your visions are not aligned, that artist might be like some crazy guy. But if your visions are not aligned, it's not aligned. It will never
doesn't make
work
sense
out.
for you, yeah,
Right? And that's the most important part of it.
I agree.
And you have to be a super fan. That's like another thing. And so I would go ahead, reach out to artists you really like their music, and people should thrive to be an artist manager. It's a fun job. It's not a cool job. Yeah, but like definitely go ahead and give your hand to it. It'll really help a lot of people.
I agree. What do you think, Ron? Like, should more people take up artist management?
Yes, for sure. I think artist management's a
Should I
very...
take up artist management?
Yeah, I think you could do it.
And you'll
to
be
be
good at it, I
honest.
think. Yeah.
No, but I mean,
You
like,
could really
back
do it,
to Rohan,
but-
thank you. But like coming back to Rohan, like I would love to hear.
Yeah, I think
like how
it's
they
a
should
very
go about it.
unique job. Need a lot of patience for the job.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of... I wouldn't necessarily call it sacrifice, but it is...
So that's in any job. Yeah.
Yes, but it is a little more different from how other jobs really work. When you wake up in the morning, usually people think about what am I going to be doing throughout the day. But in this job, it's more about what is the artist going to be doing throughout
Right.
the day.
Right.
And that is kind of like where the selflessness comes here. And I think if you really enjoy it, then you will be able to survive. But if you don't, I think it's probably just not for you.
Yeah. I think, like, hearing what you guys say makes a lot of sense. Of course, your lived experience is one of the most valuable things in the world, right? But I think aside from what you guys have shared, one thing I would like to add is that anyone looking to do any job, right? If you can and you get the opportunity to work for a big company, take that, right? Like the things that you learn in terms of building processes, following those processes, planning, structuring, and also like working with multiple, like again, skills that you guys have also now developed, right? Like through your job, which is working with multiple moving parts and all of those things. I think you get to learn those things in a very low risk environment. Yeah. Right? Like if something breaks, it's like there are hundreds of other people to manage it for you. So yeah, I think like combining everything that you guys have shared, like, learn from others, work with other people, learn from your experience, be passionate, be a super fan of your artist, be prepared to sacrifice, be selfless, think on behalf of others before you think for yourself, and you couple that with the fact that you've already now learned how to build and operate processes. I think that is probably what would make like your job and life really easy. Sure. But thanks, guys. I mean, it's been obviously a mad pleasure hanging out with you guys.
Actually, me and Rohan have never caught up. Like we know each other for how many years? Countless years. 2020, 2021, no, 2021, 2021.
Actually, yeah.
2021 actually.
Yeah.
After lockdown. Yeah, right after lockdown. 21, 22, 20, 24. And 25.
I've never hung out with you guys.
And we have spent a lot of time together, like on tours.
On tour, like we used to lecture a lot, but it wasn't like this.
Yeah, like
I think when he became an artist manager, this is another funny story. He manages Till Apes.
Yeah. And you're also the drummer for the band, right?
Yeah, and Suraj is the main lead singer for Till Apes. And I still manage Hanuman Khan. So
you forgot.
I still manage Hanuman Khan. So the thing is,
just make sure you say that to the camera, bro.
Sange and I used to fight a lot.
Yeah.
This is something that no one really knows.
Yeah. So
because we used to like fight for dates, like whether is Suraj going to be touring as Hanuman Kind or is he going to be with the Till Apes?
Yeah.
It was quite complicated at that point because like Till Apes was super active at that point. Like I was booking us like everywhere.
So was I.
And he was booking HMK everywhere. And
but now you also play drums for HMK.
Yeah.
So I always sorts the fight.
No. That time also I was playing drums for him. Yeah. But then I had to like somewhere like protect my band, and HMK was part of it. And he was also a part of the artistry of what Till Apes was, right? He put his soul, heart, everything to it. It was not half-hearted, like at all. But like at the same time, this guy was booking so many shows, I was booking so many shows, and we used to go all out at like giving.
Well, we were fighting at one point about like, let's just say it's July. We were fighting about December dates.
Yeah,
it was that bad. We're like, bro, December, this date is mine. I'm sorry.
And the thing is,
it now.
Right after that, we will, while we are talking, we're like going at it, but as soon as right after that, we come out of that room and we are fine.
Yeah.
We are completely fine. And that is what being professional is. Like, you know that why you are doing this right now at this point.
That's the hallmark of a good professional and friendship.
Yeah, he's trying to protect his thing. I'm trying to protect my thing.
Yeah, let's go. Sorry, let's go. We're going for it for sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But thank you guys so much for coming. I know you have to head to your friend's birthday. I don't even know what the time is. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed the way Rohan and Sange enjoyed the food. Let me know who you'd like to see come up here next time. Rohan and Sange will make sure that we find your favorite artists and your favorite managers on this Pakao podcast.
Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe,
like and share for sure.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you guys.
Awesome.
Pakao.